Hey.
What up?
Nah,
How everybody feeling?
I got a headache.
Did you take some?
Yeah,
So I'm guessing the
I
food
did.
didn't help.
Huh?
So I'm guessing the food didn't help.
Nah, not yet at least.
You call
Hey,
what
y'all
you doing?
Huh?
Yellow, what up, Mike? So how you feeling, Nicole?
I'm all right. I feel jet lagged, you know. I'm going through a whole bunch of emotions right now. I don't know. Um, when my daddy left, I'm standing outside watching his truck drive away, crying and shit.
Why?
Just crying because I didn't want him to go.
Okay.
When did he leave?
Hold on a minute.
I know she ain't eating.
I think she tried to get food for the kids. She been out at the
Yeah.
groomers all day with the puppy. Or the dog. It ain't no puppy no more. So,
Well,
how was your week, Jay?
it was good. It was good. Except for now, but other than that, it was good. We went on vacation. My girls had a blast. My baby was unimpressed with the water. She wasn't having it, but my oldest was like, I got to get her some swim lessons now. She loved the water. She a rider. She wanted to get on the roller coasters and everything. I'm like, I got me a riding buddy now when I go to Great America. So
I still don't know if my youngest how he gonna do with the roller coaster. So find that part out. We gotta figure that part out. But everything else, like water wise, he a fish. But,
yeah, she was. I mean, she didn't want to get out the water. Every time we was like, all right, we gotta go get something to eat. Can we come back? Well, what time it closed? You know, so we had a good time. We had a real good time. You know, since we've been back, it just been trying to relax and get ready to get back to work.
Yeah, okay. I think Nicole coming back here. We see how her week was. So did anybody here call Nick Cannon?
Nah, that was not on my list of things to do. Although I do think that
I don't know why Nicole thinks she's talking to us and she got her phone muted.
I thought I hit unmute. My bad. But I was saying that I got his number too late.
I think he still accepting calls now. I was looking on Instagram earlier. He was still answering calls. He a real trooper, I tell you.
Really? I should FaceTime him.
I think like that the dynamic of that friendship is I think that's dope. Like to be able to do stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that they real friends. Like that's something that we would do to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's dope. You know, I like that. But I would I never been that type of person. Like I feel like I've always like if I ever bumped into a celebrity or somebody I don't even want to call I don't know if I don't even know if they consider themselves celebrities, but like a influencer, like an Instagram comedian or something like that, or a YouTuber or something like that. I've never been the type to want to be like, let me get a picture with them or let me speak with them. I've never been like that. So calling that number was the furthest thing from my mind.
I would have just did it just because. They kind of first thing about, let me see if he really put his phone number up there. You know what I'm saying? And then when him answering, like he on the show, he really a G. He just answered the phone like, hey, yeah, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. I got another call coming. So I gotta be ready to change that number though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So let me finish telling y'all though.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So also because of hey Wana I am like going through emotions since Tristan gonna be leaving in like what 2 weeks. Man, I'm just a ball of emotions right now. I do not want him to go. I'm sitting here like maybe you could get a job at IHOP and just stay home, and you can leave home once you marry out, stay home. He like, why would I do that?
I'm with him.
I'm like, I'm just playing. Of course, I don't want him to do that because then I'll be looking at his ass like, but
what we doing, brother?
right, what we finna be doing? But yeah, I'm just having separation anxiety, I guess.
Oh, there gotta be some mama stuff. I don't think pops go through that. Not with their sons. Daddy be ready for them to get up gone. Maybe 12 years old. You ain't got no job yet? You ain't ready to move?
I think it's different though. You know, the dynamics is different. You know, I think that mother son bond, like when you talking, both of us is mama's boys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that attachment. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine how Nicole feels on the other end of that. You know what I'm saying? And then also with us having girls, like that attach us probably even tougher. You know what I'm saying for us because we know what kind of creeps and freaks out there waiting on our daughters. So.
I don't know about the attachment for them like leaving with. I mean, I think it's a different attachment. I think the attachment is different, like just them walking out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to know, okay, where you going? How can I get there? You know, like when Desi went to Japan at first, I was like, nah, she can't go. And they were like, what you mean she can't go? Why she can't go? Don't be like that. I'm like, look, I'm not Liam Nelson. So that's my man name. She get over there and something happen, what I'm gonna do? I'm like, here.
You ain't got no particular set of skills.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm good here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Something happened. I think I can get there if I need to get there. They can get handled. Overseas, I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was like, nope. Yeah, she talking. I'm like, all right, look, you need to call and check in. I need these things to happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey y'all, I might get knocked out for a second because I need to have Tristan come help me get Ladybug out the car. And I know if I try to minimize this and make a call, it might kick me off, right?
This is unprofessional. You need to have this done. You know you had the show tonight, but I'm gonna let it slide. You know what I'm saying?
If you was on time, then you would have known everything that was going on with me.
I was on time. The show started at 7:35. I was here.
No, we have a time before the show.
Don't put my business out there, okay?
So give me like 2 seconds, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay.
Two seconds.
Just act like I got $9.99.
Okay, I got you.
All right. We're going to $9.99, and we're gonna be good. So,
okay.
I guess my week was great. Should I go into my week? If we ain't
I guess so, because clearly I wasn't on time, so I missed it beforehand. So
my week was good. Work. Ella asked me to teach her how to do Forex, so I've been actually doing that most of the week, back and forth, showing her how to do that. I haven't gotten to showing her how to read charts yet, just all the other parts of it, like the moving parts, so she'll know what it is when she gets to the charts and stuff like that. I'll probably get her into a demo account probably this weekend, so she can start reading charts. Placing a couple trades and things of that nature with that, but that'll be maybe tomorrow. I'll put it into the MetaTrader, teach her about brokers and things of that nature, but I don't want to let her jump in and start really trading with money just yet, because you know what I'm saying, I don't want to.
You get a practice account though, don't they?
Yes,
excuse me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in a demo account this weekend. So I put it in a demo account, let it go for. I'm gonna try to make her stay in the demo account for about a week. Problem is, in the demo account, usually you do much better in your demo account than you do when you go live. It kind of sets you to thinking that you
And
are
grab her
ready.
Oh, I can tell you what time.
That you're ready faster than you actually are. You know what I'm saying? With that, so I'm gonna try to slow down with that, stay in the demo account, and then get into a trading plan and make her stick to that to grow the account, and then we'll see how it is. But she actually asked me to show her. So, most of the time with the kids, I'll be like, if they don't ask me, I don't want to really just push them into it, because I know how I can get. And if I'm the one making you do it, it's like, it don't work as well. But she's been cool with it ever since she asked me how to do it. It's like she really taken to it, doing everything I tell her to do, finding information I tell her, because I'm not just giving her information. I'm just asking her questions like, okay, so what is this? And making her go find that information and bring it back to me. So.
She doing it independently, or was this one of those things like one of her friends brought up one of those groups?
No, she like me, you know what I'm saying? I do it independently. I've started in the MLM just to learn it and stuff like that. So when she asked, she like, do I have to join a company? So I'm like, nah, you ain't got to. It's all on your own, really. I mean, the companies, most of the time with the companies, they MLM, so they're not really focused on the trading aspect of it. You know what I'm saying?
No, they are not, and I know firsthand dealing with it in the house. They bring as many people in as you can, right, and make money off that aspect as opposed to actual trading. So
as far as the
that's why I was asking.
Yeah. Mostly with MLM, it's like, hey, build a business. Let's build a business. Let's build a business. And they're like, okay, but what about this product? And the thing is, with that, I'm not against MLM, so I don't have a problem with them saying build a business, but at the same time, trading is hard. So
and most of them are misleading.
Yeah. But my thing is, in order to learn the skill to trade, you know what I'm saying, you really don't have the time to be trying to learn this skill and go out and be trying to get people to come in and join this, and then they have to learn it also. And they're going to be looking at you for advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think they pushing it just wrong with that. But
I think that's my only issue with MLMs, is that they get you in with the actual product, and then when you get in there and it's like, okay, I'm trying to learn the product, it's like, how many people you recruited this month? You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't come here to recruit, you know what I'm saying? I came here to learn, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is the product is. So that's my only issue with them. I think if they took a different approach with it and presented it as such, then you make that decision on your own. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost misleading to get you in with whatever it is that catches your eye, then it's the bait and switch. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, they get you in and say, now look, you get another 10, you get 2 people up under you, you ain't got to pay this fee no more. Then you get a couple more people up under you, know what I'm saying?
You start paying
making residual. You're going to be making $200 a month just for doing nothing. Then when they get 2 people, you're gonna be getting beat. I'm like, all right, that's all cool, but I ain't what I'm here for. Right. And especially in most of the circles with people like us, your people ain't going for that anyway, because MLMs have a bad name, so it's like it's hard enough.
Yeah, but I had me and my wife had this conversation, specifically with our people. It's almost like you got to be making $30,000-$40,000 a transaction for them to even be interested in it. It's like, and then you have to show it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like word of mouth. Well, I tell you, well, yeah, I made $30,000 in 20 minutes off one trade. Somebody gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit down and show them, and they got to see you bring that in, and then it's like, oh, how can I do this? You know what I'm saying? So everybody, at the end of the day, everybody looking for that quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's almost like he can make $30,000 off of it in 20 minutes. Put me on. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm sitting here and I'm nickel and diming it, or I'm slow poking it at the time, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't understand that it also costs money to trade. So you got to put in to make, you know what I'm saying, buddy. So
the thing about Forex, I mean, like we just waiting on Nicole to get back, so I guess I can talk about Forex to y'all, man. The thing about Forex is, honestly, if you get into it, you should be getting into it with like with a year's plan or something like that. Because the actual way to trade it, because the leverage on it is so great for people. Like you don't have to have a lot of money to trade, but not having a lot of money to trade means you don't make a lot of money. It's like you might be on there trading 10 cents, 50 cents, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You making $5, $10 a day, but how you would set up your plan, you get to grow that. So like the first couple of days, you might make $5. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the week, you probably be making $10 or $15. You know what I'm saying? The next week, you can be making $20. You know what I'm saying? It grows because I think with compound interest, what you will be doing with your money, but it's a slow process. You will hear some people jump in and say, yeah, man, I jumped in there, man, today. I made $5,000. But you got to understand, for that $5,000, they putting in, they trading with $100, $10, $20, stuff like that. And when you do that, you get the chance to lose that $5,000 just as fast. So
Yep.
it's a slower process that you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing you want to jump right into thinking you finna just get rich, because it's a risk. You don't want to risk your money like that on that.
So it's just like stocks, right?
It is stocks. It is stocks. I'm saying it's just the fact that it's money. It's the money market. I'm saying it's a little easier than stocks because you can get in and get out like right then. You can go for the long haul if you want to. It's a little easier to read than stocks are, and it pays off a little fast. But the volatility it is, you can lose your money real fast with it too. I'm saying, especially if you jumping in just because a person said do this here, like, because all it is, you basically saying if the money gonna go up or down. You know what I'm saying? And it moves like a wave. So you might jump in and say, like when I first did it my first time, when I set my stop loss, I was in there like, oh, okay, this gonna go up about 20 points. Pips is what the word they use. I'm just saying point. I put my in at points. It's like, okay, cool. But I put my stop loss at 20, so my money wasn't gonna stop until it hit there. But it got right up under it, didn't go there, and then just tanked. You know what I'm saying? So now when it go down, I got my stop loss set down here at a point because I don't want to lose a certain amount. It went down and hit where my stop loss was, so it pulled me out the trade. So I lost. I ain't lose number like $2 because at that time I'm like, I ain't gonna lose no more than $2, but I was set to make $10 off of it. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is where I'm set, I lost the $2 because it pulled me out.
Shot back up to the 20.
Jumped back up there to where I said it was gonna go. But after that, I'm already out of it. So it takes a skill to kind of read the charts and kind of have it takes a skill, and it takes a little bit of luck too. Because you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you that. They tell you that everything is like on a cycle. So you can look all the way back to 1920 at that same day and see what it did. And you can say, oh, around this time it usually does this. And you can go off of that. That don't mean it's gonna happen. So it's a good way to make money, but you're not gonna get rich like that unless you just like, you know me, I'm a dice shooter, so I take money and just put it out there. I go to Riverboat. If you that type who don't care, if you happen to lose $2,000 at this point, you can stand to make some money in it quickly. But I don't suggest anybody try to make money with it quickly. So, did you finish your week, Nicole? We were just talking about Forex because I'm teaching Eva how to trade currency, so we was waiting for you to get set.
I mean, that was pretty much it. I ain't did nothing else. But
How you liking the new city?
I ain't did nothing.
You ain't drove around. You ain't been nowhere.
Only in my area. I found this place, this seafood place. Okay, so like I got the pandemic food stamps, right? Y'all know what pandemic food stamps is, right?
I can tell from context clues.
Okay, but the pandemic food stamps were given to households where, like, so because my kids, I didn't have them on my insurance at work. They had CHIP, right? Which is not Medicaid, but it's CHIP. I still had to pay a copay and stuff, but it was still through the state. So because they were on that program, I was able to get them free lunch at school. Even though they didn't eat the lunch at school, they still was eligible for free lunch. Since they were eligible for free lunch, because of the pandemic and they were going to school online, they're like, oh, they're not getting those free meals, so we get food stamps, pandemic food stamps. And they gave me quite a bit, okay? So there's this place here, a seafood place, where you can use your food stamps. And if you want,
Fisherman's Island.
Oh, and you pay them $1 to cook.
And they cook it. Yeah, Fisherman's Island. They do that here in Chicago or Illinois.
I ain't never heard of that. I was like, I ain't never.
Yeah, you go in there, you buy it with your food stamp because you buy it uncooked, and they charge you $1 to cook it. But all they have, fishermen out here, they steam everything. So like ain't no fried food or nothing.
Oh, you could do fried shrimp and French fries. They got chicken, they got fish.
Nah, it's fishermen out and do that here too. You go in there, whatever you buy, you know what I'm saying, you pay for it with your stamps if you got stamps, and then they'll cook it for you for $1. Whatever it is. It ain't like $1 per pound or $1 for this.
Right. It's just $1 for your order.
Right. For whatever you order, you can go in there and order $200 worth of whatever, and then it's $1 to cook it. What up, Cherie? How we doing?
I was just kind of like, man. So for the past 2 days, that's what we've been eating. Crab legs and shrimp.
She finna get the whole program shut down. Somebody
tell you, don't let no Republican hear you say
I
that.
didn't say the name of the place. That's why I didn't say the name.
They finna shut the food stamp program down.
Y'all, she eating crab legs? Oh no.
Hey, what y'all think about doing in Alabama? The councilman who said nigga.
I didn't catch that.
Man, okay. So the mayor, it's a little small city in Alabama. What's the name? It's Tarrant City, Alabama. It's the mayor's black. One of the councilmen here, white guy. So they having a council meeting. Him and dude get into it. They back and forth arguing about stuff. And so the one councilman like, man, you done brought my wife into this. This ain't got nothing to do with my wife. It's about me and you. And the mayor was like, well, your wife get online talking politics and saying this from you. You know what I'm saying? So she put herself in it. So they going back and forth. One of the I guess the constituents in the crowd blessing, yeah, and your wife can use the N-word too. While she on Facebook talking like this. So the councilman said, oh, the N-word. Let's talk about the N-word. So y'all want to talk about the N-word. He's standing up at the desk blessing. Do we got a resident house nigga in here? So he said,
is he black or what?
No, he white. He said, that's what the mayor called councilwoman, whatever the way, because there's a black lady sitting at the end. I can't remember her name. I think it's Councilwoman Freeman or Free, it's something like that. He's like, that's what the mayor called Councilwoman such and such. She down on the end like, ooh, face in and everything, right? Everybody in the audience like, he come outside, they interview him out. He's like, I don't feel bad for saying it. That's the language that the mayor used. So it came from him. He the one who's saying it, and y'all not saying nothing about him. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not a racist.
So wait, is the mayor black?
Yes. The mayor is black.
So like he was too bold. That go back to the conversation we had a couple weeks ago. You got to know. I'm pretty sure he knew nothing was going to happen to him at that point. Nothing was going to happen to him in that room, so he was comfortable saying it.
I'm saying like in that room.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but if he was in a different setting, that word wouldn't have come out. I can guarantee you it wouldn't have came out. If he would have felt like there was any imminent danger, like that word was not coming out.
Definitely wasn't.
I applaud the courage. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and then to stand on it, like you gotta.
Because they asked him to resign now. He's like, nah. He said, I'm not even apologizing. He's like, ain't nobody saying nothing to the mayor. This type of language he use all the time. No. I like my racists to be blatant. Like you know who you're dealing with at this point.
He say he not a racist. He one of those white people that feel like if you can say it, I should be able to say it. If you don't want me to say it, you don't say it.
The mayor said it was staged. He was like some cuz. Excuse me. He's like the dude, the white dude. I think his name is Blake, Tommy Blake. He trying to run for mayor for the next term, and he like old girl who dude said the mayor called that. She just put a suit in against the town for what did she do? It was something based like they wasn't treating her right. It was something that she got a lawsuit against them basically. And dude running for mayor, he was like, I think they orchestrated this together. Them two just say they've been against me ever since I've been elected. Every time I try to do something, both of them, they the ones who are against me and everything.
So go back and combat what you were saying, Nicole, about not specifically what you're saying, but how that mindset is of those certain people that feel like, oh, you can say it, y'all can say it, but I can't. I watched this interview with this black guy. Well, it was just a snippet of an interview with this black guy. He was speaking to I think it was like a group of college kids or something. And a white girl stood up and basically asked the same question. And the way that he answered the question to me was so brilliant. He's like, I love my wife. My wife loves me. In our home, my wife calls me honey and baby and love. But if I'm walking down the street and a complete stranger walks up to me and calls me honey, baby, or love, my wife gonna be looking at me like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, why is this woman calling you that? You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, we could use it in our house, but if anybody else use it, it's not right.
I mean,
You know?
I get it. The way I
No,
feel
I know
about it
you get
is,
it, but I mean, like, just for those people who feel like that, it's almost like they don't understand that. You know what
I
I'm
mean, I
saying? Like,
kind of feel like
there's certain shit that you say in your house that may even be considered derogatory to other black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you say it in your house and it's cool. Like, me and Mel, we go back and forth. We call each other names all the time. Certain shit between us is cool. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody else was to say that to us, it's like, hold on, who the fuck you talking to? You know what I'm saying? So,
I feel like they feel that way because I personally, it's my own opinion, feel like they're entitled. And because they feel like they're entitled, they always got to be. I'm getting feedback, but they always feel like they got to be included in something. You know what I mean? We can't do nothing without them wanting to be a part of it. And this ain't got nothing to do with you. This just how I feel. You know, it's just like nicknames. You know, everybody can't call me Nikki. You
you
know what I
don't want
mean?
nobody call you Nikki from what I was told. You won't even let me call you Nikki. That's
Because I don't
You
know.
know how I am about my nickname. I used to be like, who you talking to? My name is Lavelle. I'm saying Lavelle, Vale, Smoke. You got a ton of other stuff you can call me. That one ain't it. That's family. You ain't that.
So yeah, so I totally get it, but I feel like they have that mindset because they feel entitled. And I feel like we can't do nothing without them wanting to be a part of it or included in it.
Um,
I think that's the world though. Like I don't know. I know we might have a topic, but I don't want to go off on the tirade, but like we run the world. Like all anything that's cool stems from us. 98.9% of the shit that's cool in the world comes from us.
I believe that, but I don't think it's the fact of them wanting to be included when it comes to this particular subject. I think it's more so of them wanting to I don't want to say trivialize, but make it not important about where the words stem from. You know what I'm saying? On what happened in that time period. You know what I'm saying? It's always looking for a way to minimize slavery or the black struggle or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Or what was going on. And I think in some way they're trying to do that. Just like with Texas just passed a law that they can teach the Ku Klux Klan in schools and basically
They have to teach it right. They have to teach us as though they're not a hate group.
As though they're not a hate group. But in that same thing, that same law, they took out the Martin
Martin
Luther
Luther
King.
King.
You know what I'm saying? They can't
Right.
teach the Martin Luther King things like that.
The
Like
I
I
have a dream speech, right?
That's no longer a part of curriculum. But we're going to start teaching that the KKK was not a hate group in here. You know what I'm saying? So it's always, I think it's always ways to try to get around the fact of what happened to black people. You know what I'm saying? Or what their ancestors did. Because my thing is this, at the end of the day, I don't blame a white person that I see walking down the street for slavery. You ain't had shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the way that you think now, you know what I'm saying, and to be racist or prejudiced or whatever it is at this point, yes, that's all you. But slavery, I ain't never bringing up slavery to you. I don't know nothing about slavery from what I read from the textbooks, the little bit that I can get from some of the people from the family that was in it. I'm not blaming you for slavery. You ain't had nothing to do with it. That was your ancestors. I can't hold you accountable for that. The only thing I can hold you accountable for is how you act now. And I can tell you're a racist just by how you look at me. I could tell that you're afraid of me before I even got close to you. I'm saying when you was walking down the street because of a preconceived notion about what black people are. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I blame you for right now, and nothing to do with slavery and things of that nature. And I think they're always trying to downplay that part of history. If you know that they won't admit to that, to the evil that they did to black people and etc. They're trying to get around that. I think that's the reason that they want to be so inclusive with the word and things like that, because they figure we use it as a term of endearment, and if they can be endeared with saying it too, or take the sting off of it, then that'll take some of the sting off what happened or what their ancestors did. That's
I
my
don't think they thinking that far. They just thinking, I want to be able to say it too. And I don't even understand why they want to say it so bad. Would you want to say it so bad? You
Because
know?
it's cool. Honestly, at the end of the day, I would say
Well,
about
I ain't talking about the young, I ain't
70%.
talking about the young ones. Like, just like that old guy, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was just about to say 70% of the people that aren't black that use it, they don't mean it in a derogatory way. You know what I'm saying? It's just one to fit in. You know what I mean? But there are some that have that deep seated, you know what I'm saying, deep rooted hatred. You know what I'm saying? And when they say it, they mean it. You know what I mean? It's not you ain't my homie. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So it's there.
Tasha back, man. Well, I forgot to say hi to Tasha. What's up, Tasha? She ain't been
Right.
around in
Where
a
you
minute,
been
so.
at? Where you been at, Tasha?
White people.
You start talking about
Thank you. That's what I say. A sense of entitlement.
well, you start talking about crab legs and shrimp and stuff. Tasha come out the woodwork. Tell you. What y'all think about the Olympics? Y'all know the opening ceremony was today.
I don't have any thoughts about that. So, like, pardon my ignorance, but when did the Olympics become important to us?
That's what I was gonna ask. See, this is my thing. I was listening to it was something on TV today, and they were talking about the pride that the Olympics brings to the country and all the people who will be a part of it, and that's the reason that it's steady going on. Because over in Tokyo, where it's in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
Tokyo, yeah. So in Tokyo, where it's at, they didn't really want it there this year because they like, man, they still afraid of COVID and what's going on. It been 100 cases, over 100 cases of COVID inside the Olympic bubble. They saying that's why no people in the stands, and they like, man, it's dangerous to the athletes. They shouldn't have did it right now. We should have just let it go. And then other people like, well, it's a sense of pride for the people who there to represent their country and all of this here. And in my head, I was like, I don't know when it's ever. This is the thing. We be excited for a black person to go to the Olympics and perform, but once it's kind of over, we ain't thinking about them.
But if we put everything into perspective and we go back to all of the wokeness, why do we want to go to the Olympics and represent this country? Why do we say, because I literally thought about this earlier this week. We had all these athletes that was standing or kneeling during the national anthem, and we didn't want to. I don't want to say we didn't want to support the flag, but we have an issue with our country right now. We know that for a fact. We have an issue with our country. Our country is not looking out for us. How do we switch from saying we have a problem with our country to going and representing this very same country?
I think it's a little bit like what you were saying earlier. Now, I mean, I might be a little wrong with this, but it's one of them. Me and you got a problem. We handle that. It's in-house problem. Like nobody over there got to do with our problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if me and Jay have a problem, we ain't seeing eye to eye. But then he been in the corner and it's somebody over in Alsip, you know what I'm saying, have an issue. Me and Jay got to go handle that issue still. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But
the
see,
same
the
how I feel
difference.
about Chicago, though, Jay. I don't care how many people get shot in Chicago. But when I'm here, when I was in Texas, here in Atlanta, online, somebody got something to say about Chicago, it irritates me.
I can understand that. I can truly understand that. But it's not like these other countries was talking shit about us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we just need to go out there and show our athletic dominance for what? Like, to me, I think that
Because we better than them.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. But if our issue is with our constituents here, I don't want to call them our brothers because we're not brothers and sisters. Why won't we just let their ass go out?
Because we know they ain't gonna win shit.
But what would you suggest black athletes that want to run, for the love of it. This is what I love to do.
And I
What
can
they gonna create we're gonna create our own country just so we can participate, because I want to run. I want to beat these people. Maybe they don't feel like I'm representing USA. I'm on USA, but I want y'all to see I'm the best. I don't care that I'm running for America.
And I thought about that too. And what instantly came to my mind was, if majority of us were brought over here on boats, because there is there are a lot of us that who were native of this. We are descendants of natives of this land as well. So I mean, like in that instance, I feel like we should probably do a little bit of research into where we from, and then we can represent those countries. And if we are natives, then I don't have a problem with us doing it. But if we're not,
unless you're a citizen,
you have to get dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Well, then we need to figure it out, because to me, it just fit to me, and that might sound ignorant right now, but to me, it just feels like we doubling back on our message. You know what I mean? If our message is to get, how are we going out to represent this country when we don't have our shit in order at home? You know what I'm saying? Our house not in order, so how can we go out and represent this? You know what I mean?
It's the same with people in the army.
Been in order. We've been doing this just how we've been doing.
I feel the same way about the army, honestly, though. I feel the same, and I actually even feel a little bit more disdain towards the army, because we was fighting a war that we was fighting for their rights. We wasn't fighting for our freedom. You know what I'm saying? We came back here and was still treated like shit. So, like, to me, like, I feel even deeper about the military, but sometimes, like back in those days, like, we didn't have a choice. We were drafted. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go or go to jail. You know what I mean? But now I feel like we willingly fight for. I guess it's a dual-edged sword, because you do fight for the freedoms of your family members. You got family here that, for whatever reason, if whatever other tyrannical government came and took over, we gotta protect. We gotta protect us. So maybe in that case, yeah, then it's like, okay, we'll handle our shit once we get back. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with dude, but we got to go over here and take care of them, because they the ones talking shit. But in the Olympics, nah, y'all carry y'all ass over there and get y'all ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? See how much we mean to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I feel like the pride, I feel like it's almost like it is to me, I guess, what you were saying, Nicole. It's not about representing the country. It's about showing my talents. You know what I mean? But I feel like we almost got to sacrifice that. I feel like we probably should sacrifice that, especially when we pro athletes and we making money here in our country. So it's not like we need the money, or it's not like we need the notoriety, because wherever we are, people know who we are, specifically basketball players. Maybe not the track and field and the other sports, but specifically the basketball players. That's a national sport, international sport. So everybody know them. It's not a person in China that don't know LeBron, Kevin. You know what I mean? Those names are huge. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, why?
There's no answer to that. Well, okay. Short answer is we lack solidarity. We all talk about, you know what I'm saying, how we can make things better, you know what I'm saying, and what we need to do and how we need to come together. But, as soon as there's a crack, you know what I'm saying, as soon as you see a little crack in the door, somebody trying to get through it, you know what I'm saying. Everybody want to be accepted. Well, not everybody. A lot of people want to be accepted by the other skin.
That's a fact, Shaka.
We are all expendable to them. Hell yeah, but I mean, everybody's expendable. You're expendable to people who you're close to sometimes too. So, I mean, that's how it is with that. So,
I kind of do want to, maybe somebody in the comments could tell me, like, when did we really, not the athletes, but just the everyday working person, when did we as Black people start giving a shit about the Olympics?
Personally, I want to say just now, this is just me with Sha'Carri Richardson. And I only say that because she ain't the first Black person that's been in the Olympics and that's done well. Haven't Simone Biles been going like every year?
Simone Biles, she is so extraordinary that they don't even talk about her anymore. Like, she's so far ahead of everybody else that it doesn't, like, she's surpassed so much that she does shit that people have never done, and they don't even talk about this girl no more. Like, I just saw some shit, I don't even know what it is. To me, it looked like some shit that all gymnasts should be able to do. But, like, she did the shit. It was something that was never done in competition before. She did the shit with ease. Looked like she could do this shit in her sleep. And that was on the news one time. They ain't spoke about it since. Like she's eons ahead of these other girls. So it's like once like we know we're supreme. You know what I mean? And
But black people have been interested in the Olympics every year. We don't really worry about the build up to it or what's after it, but we worry about track and field because that's what we in. Boxing, if you're a boxing enthusiast, they watch the boxers who go through, and basketball. Every now and then, like if you ain't got nothing to do, they'll sit around and watch the other events. But track and field, basketball, boxing, those were the things that black people were interested in when it came to it. So those are the things that we paid attention to. But
I think that was more of like a niche thing. Like the basketball fans watch for basketball.
Right.
Boxing fans watch for boxing. It wasn't like as a collective, we were all like, let's sit down and watch all three events. It was almost like you in the boxing, so you gonna watch the up and coming boxers. I'm in the basketball, I'm gonna watch the basketball players, and I forget the other sport you said, but whatever it was, like those, it was that particular group. As a whole, I don't think we ever really cared about it unless there was some controversy behind it.
Oh, unless they were really doing good, like when it was gymnastics, it was who was the girl before Simone Biles? There's another black girl.
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
Gabby Douglas.
Gabby
Douglas.
Dub.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like once we get one person in there who like just doing extraordinary, we'll kind of get behind her, and that'll keep us over into the Olympics. We'll pay attention to her for a while, and then after her, it was Simone. It used to be one way back in the 90s or the 80s. She's another short girl. She was really good.
What happened to Gabby Douglas? Did Simone Biles kick her out, or she just did
Well,
her time
once you get to a certain age, they kind of leave.
Dominique Dawes.
Dominique Dawes is the other guy I was talking about, right? So you had her. I mean, so like it's in phases almost with the gymnastic part.
With gymnastics, and we can be honest with specifically with gymnastics, it almost feels like they only allow one of us in.
Yes.
I refuse to believe that. I'm not gonna say that I refuse to believe that Simone is the best, but I refuse to believe that there are no other black girls that are close to her.
If you notice, you know what I'm saying? They only got one in, but if you notice, there's a ton of, because if you watch with the college, it's always some college girl who just did a great routine on floor exercise or something like that there. But when they come to Olympics, you never hear nothing about none of them.
They only allow one of us in at a time. And that's not to take nothing away from Simone, because I really do believe that, especially based off what we've seen and who in the competition we've seen her up against, she is by far the best. But I don't believe that there aren't other black girls that are closer to her than some of the people that they put her up against.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the girl that gambled a couple years ago, she never made it to the Olympics. But she did.
But you know what? When shit like that happens, we have issues. We have situations like Sha'Carri where they try to, you know what I'm saying, dampen their flame. You know what I mean? It's almost like she got a little bit of steam behind them, and then it's like, oh nah, we can't have two black girls dominating. We gotta pull one of them back. You know what I mean? So we'll take Sha'Carri out this year and let Simone dominate, and maybe by next year people won't care about Simone and we can push Sha'Carri.
Yeah. But that ain't gonna happen either until Simone decided she died.
Yeah, because I was reading somewhere that I guess CBD oil is not banned, just actual.
No, CBD oil
THC.
is not banned.
Yeah, THC is what gets you high. The CBD don't get you high. That's why I guess that's cool.
No.
Right. And so with Corona, y'all, is CPS opened up. They said that everybody got to wear masks going into CPS this year. They're going back to the mask. The kids, the teachers, anybody entering to a CPS school got to wear masks now. I think they said that's going to stop it. Somebody, I think a governor put out, it was another Alabama guy. He said that we need to stop blaming everybody who ain't got vaccinated for the coronavirus not going away.
I thought that we, once we hit 70% of the population, we would have herd immunity at that point. And then what they was pushing us?
That's what they were saying. But what they're saying is we're not getting to that, because what it is it's mostly white people. There's a guy who they just interviewed. I can't remember what state he was in. He has coronavirus. He was in the hospital getting out, and he hadn't got vaccinated. And they asked him, was he gonna get vaccinated now? He said, no, I'm never gonna get vaccinated. He said it's he ain't trying to be part of their agenda, meaning the Democrats, because he's a Republican. He said they can't just shove it down his throat. He said he'll get sick again before he take the vaccination. White guy too. And that's the mindset of most people. So they figure nobody's gonna get vaccinated. And I think it's really because, and I mean, I hate to say it like this, but I think it's because there are less Caucasians getting vaccinated than they assumed would. I think that's more so the problem, because I think if it was just black people not getting vaccinated, I don't think they would care as much.
I think so. We were just in Wisconsin, and they don't have to wear masks at all. Like, there wasn't a person in that state. Wherever we went, in a restaurant, at the water parks, at the anywhere we went, driving around in the resort, wherever we was at, nobody had a mask on. Nobody, not a one of the people working in the resort, not a person working in the water. Nobody had a mask. So I kind of feel like them raising the mandates too quick is really the issue. They probably should have held off on until they hit whatever it was that would have got us herd immunity. At that point, then they could have raised the mask mandate, because you can't put it out there and, like, don't get me wrong, like, I feel like there may be positives and negatives to both sides, getting it and not getting it. But there's a lot of people who don't want the vaccine, won't take the vaccine. So you put it out there and it's optional. Like, you're going to keep making it, saying that it's not mandatory, but saying shit that leads people to believe that you're going to make it mandatory. You know what I mean? Like, it don't work like that. People not, you know what I'm saying? Like, people like that man, he damn near willing to die, didn't take that shit.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people that ain't gonna never take that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So
Shaka say, but now you have the variants picking up speed and infection rates too. But the thing about the variants, they saying the vaccine don't work on the variants. Like the the Delta virus. They say it don't work for them.
Because it's too
by someone with the vaccine. Because
which is also a misconception too, because people, and they're not explaining this to people thinking they getting the vaccine and they're not going to be able to catch the virus again, and that's not what it is. And people not, first, I don't even want to say it's them, because you should educate yourself first and foremost. But just because you get the virus, I mean the vaccine, doesn't mean that you can't catch the virus. It's supposed to make it so it's not deadly. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not even true. I just read a couple articles where 50 or more people in different states that were vaccinated have died. And they tried to say in one article, but everybody was over 49. Like, their lives don't matter, I guess. So I guess they say only older people are dying if you get vaccinated and you die. Only the older people are dying. My thing is, I don't trust it. Like I said, I'm not against vaccinations, period. My kids get vaccinated for school. I got all my shots to go to school. I'm not against it, but I don't trust it. It's still not approved by the FDA. You still, every time I turn around, y'all getting, it's just different stories and scenarios. Like you're saying, if 70% of the people get vaccinated, then it's herd immunity. How, if being vaccinated does not stop you from getting it? How could it be any kind of immunity if you can still get it? You just won't be as sick. It's not like the polio vaccine. Look, they mandated that. My uncle got polio. You know what I'm saying, back then, and now everybody got to get a polio, but that vaccine stopped it. Ain't nobody catch getting polio, but you want to give me a vaccine and I can still catch it. I have an autoimmune disease. You can't even tell me how it's going to affect me. My daddy they don't even know, he got sarcoidosis. They don't even really know about what that disease is yet, but he's supposed to get this shot. The medication I take lowers my immune system. I've read articles where it says people that take medicine that lowers your immune system and they got the vaccine, they don't even have the antibodies. So you took the shot for nothing.
And they kind of push back on, well, not push back, but to build on what Cherie's saying, that the flu shot is a crap shot too, because there's so many variants of the flu. When you get the flu shot, you may not, that whatever variant is floating around may not have been in that dosage that you get. So you can still catch the flu even if you get the flu shot. So it is almost the same scenario. The only issue is that, and it really is really no difference because the flu can be just as deadly if you don't catch it in time. So I mean, like, it's really the same situation.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, Tasha. They just tell us that. They tell us that the vaccine makes it harder for you to get it. And if you do get it, it's not as harsh on you. It's supposed to be not as harsh on you if you do contract the virus. But it doesn't stop you from contracting it. It doesn't stop you from spreading it, anything of that nature. So
you really can't say it's because of the unvaccinated people, because vaccinated people can still catch it and spread it.
And not only that, it's still asymptomatic people out here who get it and they have no symptoms. It's nothing. It doesn't affect them at all. So I could be walking around with it and not even know. You know what I mean? I don't have a stuffy nose. I ain't lost no sense of taste, no sense of smell. Like all that shit, I'm fine. But I could get everybody else around me sick and not even know.
Yeah.
So
it's rough. I think it's one of the things, like they say, to me, it's like the flu. We gotta learn to live with it. If you're gonna get the shot, you're gonna get the shot. If you're not, you're not. You got a headache though. I'm saying if you're gonna get it, I think we need to start treating it like the flu. I mean, I understand people have died from it. But people die from the flu also. You know what I'm saying? People die.
And it's honestly, it's the same demographic of people that's the coronavirus is killing.
But I don't think, honestly, I think the coronavirus is almost like HIV or AIDS or something like, because I don't think anybody dies from the coronavirus. I'm saying, like, you don't die
from the complications of it.
Die from
pneumonia.
And I think the issue that most have, like, even when I speak about my mom got the coronavirus, is that's all they try to treat you for. Once you got it, it's like, forget whatever else is wrong with you now. We got to treat the coronavirus. So any other condition you might have or you may have or whatever, that's third on this. It's not even like secondary. It's like, we got to treat the coronavirus. So it's like, okay, pump them with oxygen and vitamin D, make them lay this way, make them lay that way. And that's all they doing is coronavirus treatments. Let's get this out of you. And then, but now when you don't, you know what I'm saying, come out of it, it's like, oh, they died from the coronavirus. Like, but what about everything else that was wrong with them that you weren't treating them for it? Because now you said they had the coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I think we just going to have to live with it. We'll say both my kids were preemies. The 2 times they got the flu shot, the older was fine, but the younger was sick as a dog for a week. That's because they give you the flu to fight the flu. You know what I'm saying?
It's supposed to build the antibody. It's almost the same as when you catch COVID. It's supposed to build the antibodies, and the next time your body knows how to fight it. So it's almost like your body's seen this fight. Now your body's been in this fight already, so it's like, okay, I know what I need to do now.
Yeah, like he's trying to throw a right hook right now. I can block that and come back with this. Okay, I guess so. What were we supposed to be talking about today, y'all? We were just rambling.
We definitely went off on a tirade.
Hold on. Let me
Was it the sex question?
Who?
The sex question. Whoa, what kind of show is this?
You know, what do you feel like your maybe a fiance or your new person that you're dating should know your sexual history? That was a question.
Okay. When you say your sexual history, what do you mean?
Okay, so like the scenario I presented. Okay, so like the scenario I presented where the question was, you're engaged to be married. The wedding is in 3 weeks. Your fiance is out of town at her bachelorette party. You get a message from your hating ass ex. You usually ignore the message, but it's a video, so you look at it. And it's a video of your fiance in a porn. You get pissed. You call her while she out of town, and she say that was on some old college stupid stuff. What's your next move? Should she have told you I was in a porn in college? Let's assume y'all age right now, getting married in your 40s.
How long we been dating?
I ain't 40. Wait a minute.
How long we been dating?
But okay, late 30s.
I ain't in my late 30s.
You a young boy.
But
grown, 30 plus. Okay,
this is my thing. If she was in a porn, I think she probably should have told me that.
But she was.
Here's the thing, though. Is it a porn if it's an amateur video?
No, we ain't talking about a home video where it's floating around the internet. An actual porn.
Yeah, she should have let me know that. Because, I mean, anybody can run up. I can run up on that. Anybody can run up on that. I shouldn't get that information from somebody else. Like, it'd have been even worse if like my ex didn't call me and her get married. We walking down the street and I bump into a guy that I know, like we cool, but we ain't boys. And he be like, oh, okay. You
but she can deny. You remember Pumpkin,
they
right?
They gonna send me the porn.
No, but that don't look. You know, you know our cousin Pumpkin, right?
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, you about to
no, she ain't in no porn. But her husband Franklin, right? Y'all remember Franklin, right?
He was in the porn.
No, he wasn't in no porn. Franklin, right?
Mom.
Yeah, Mom. He swore up and down he saw me in a porn. I was like, dude, that was not me. And he gonna say the only thing is that made me think maybe not. Her breast was bigger than yours. I'm like, okay, well, it wasn't me. But he swore up and down that this chick looked like my doppelganger.
I'm gonna tell you this: if my lady in a porn, and I don't know, and somebody sends, because the thing is, if they send me the video, I'm gonna know my lady when I see it.
This your hating ass ex, though.
But she sent me a video, and I'm watching the video.
Yeah, I think at that point it don't matter who it came from.
Yeah, but you know all she trying to do is mess up what you got going on. You don't even care, huh?
But guess what? If my lady done already told me this,
it don't matter.
It don't matter that she sent it to me because I already know it and I done dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? Now she off at a bachelorette party. And I got a video of her in a porn. Now what you think I'm gonna think going on at this bachelorette party?
That's a fact.
Oh, really? That's how y'all think?
Yes.
From college,
like, be real. Even
20 plus years ago, and that's the only one she ever been in.
Since
she did.
Now I'm in my head. I'm thinking about every time she didn't answer my phone call. Or
what if that was the one time when you called her, and she say that was the one time, that was a stupid thing I did in college. That was I forgot about it because it was that one time.
I'm not saying put that out my mind. I'm upset.
Right.
I'm upset. I need time to digest this because you didn't tell me.
What the wedding in 3 weeks. So you got
I still need time to digest this. I still need it. Because
you think you should disclose your sexual past.
I think there are some things that should be disclosed.
And she doing new tricks there, the porn don't matter, huh?
Hey, I think there are some things that need to be exposed or told. Things that I could just happen about. What if I'd have been sitting at the crib and I'm saying you ain't there? I'm like, man, let me get myself right. My lady.
Where the laptop at?
It's new one, and she pop up on screen.
I think, you know what though, honestly, my only issue with that would be is if we, like me, I feel like if it's something that can follow us, or if we have children that can follow them, I think we need to put it out there on the table.
We need to know
because that type of stuff, you can't run from it. Clearly, if it came back from if my ex found it, who else? I'm pretty sure she ain't sent it to just me.
And
I'm pretty sure
got you on Facebook.
Exactly. She didn't send it to somebody else. Look at this nasty motherfucker. This is who he want to be with. You know what I'm saying? So
he chose her.
I feel like if it can follow, because like in my mind, like I don't at that point, like, okay, I know she hating. She sent it to somebody else. So now I'm almost embarrassed behind it because I didn't know about it. And if, like I said, if we have kids, our kids are gonna see this one day.
I'm upset. You ever seen Pretty Woman?
Me? No, I never seen Pretty Woman.
Y'all ain't never seen Pretty Woman, the movie with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere?
I mean, I know what it is, but I ain't never like sat down.
You know, she a prostitute. Dude knows she a prostitute. He take her to the little club, and he's so embarrassed about her being. He don't tell nobody, but then he tell his friend, "Look, she ain't no spy. She ain't working for nobody else. I met her down here. She a prostitute. I paid for her." Then dude be like, "Oh, he go try to. Or when dude ain't around, he go hit up like, hey, he told me where he got you from. Maybe after this here, me and you can go do something, such, 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 such." And when they get back, she hit him with, "Dude, if you was gonna let him know I was there, you should at least told me. Now I know how to handle these niggas when they come at me." You know what I'm saying? Now you got me out here looking like the dummy. I'm the same way. You know what I'm saying, if you get in a porn and you don't tell me and they come back to me, I'm looking like, what? Huh?
Right.
But your kids don't have to see that just because it's out there.
They don't
Everybody
have to.
don't like
age, but here's the thing. In this day and age, there's nothing that you can't escape that. They may not see it as kids, but they may see it as teenagers, as an adult. It's still gonna follow them.
It still may not.
That type of, if it made its round to me, my kids gonna see it. I'm certain.
Wow.
Because
You just
guess
ain't never
what?
watched no
My
porn.
hating ass ex, she sent it to somebody else close to us. And the minute we get mad at one of them in front of them, and we get to arguing, the first thing that'll come out is she was fucking such and such on the internet. The kids hear that shit. Now they going to look
So
for
it's
it.
about you being embarrassed.
It ain't about it. It is about me being embarrassed. Most important, if I don't know about it, if I know about it and I've accepted it, then I'm cool.
You still won't be embarrassed. Let's just say she told you about it. It still can be an embarrassing situation. All what you did
If I've
describe
accepted
can have
it,
happened.
if I've accepted
I've
it at that
accepted it,
point, I
then
let
it's
it
what
go.
it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But off the strength, like no, I can't. I'm gonna be embarrassed straight up because one, I don't know. I almost feel like I don't know you. Like what else is out there that you ain't told me about?
Nah, Tasha, that's BS. I don't care too much what other things. You know that, but guess what?
That's
I care the fact that I'm finding out through the wrong source. That's what I care about. And y'all the same way.
And I feel like anybody who tell you they wouldn't be embarrassed by finding out that they significant other fiance was on camera fucking somebody else from somebody else is a liar. Unless y'all got that open relationship type thing going.
I would
That
only
way I
be.
can understand that.
I dated a woman that did a flick in her past and asked to marry me. I knew her before that, but it did help. But it did help to end the relationship. He said he knew her before she did the flick.
Yeah.
But
And
then
then she asked
he
to
didn't
marry
know.
him.
He found out after. You found out after you asked her to marry you that she did a flick.
I think she asked him to marry her.
Yeah, that's all. That's a no go. That's also something that we might have to circle back on because that's new. Like women are proposing to men now. Like where did that come from?
Oh, okay, we gonna come back to that.
But here's my thing for me. If I found out a
That's,
man,
if it was
if I
a
found out
porn,
my
I'm pretty
dude
sure
was
they
in a
got
flick,
tested unless it was some back alley stuff. What's up?
if I found out a dude I was dating was in a flick, I probably would feel some type of way. Not because you didn't tell me, because I'm not one of those people where I feel like you need to tell me your past like that. Because I kind of feel like what I don't know don't hurt me as long as you ain't got no diseases or nothing like that. But some people feel a certain way, like I wouldn't date a guy who was a former prostitute. I personally think strippers are nasty from what I've seen strippers do at shows. So it just would make me feel like you nasty. I don't know. I know I just.
So you're gonna break up with him no matter how you lie. So 3 weeks before your wedding, you find out he was in a porn wedding off.
I mean, that's tough because I'm very forgiving and I'm very benefit of the doubt. I probably wouldn't break up with him because I would feel like it's 3 weeks and that was 20 plus years ago. I wouldn't break up with him, but it would take me some time to get over it. But I wouldn't break it off.
But what's taking the time to get over? The fact that the bass player brought you this video about your ex, or is the fact that you just found out anyway? Do it make?
I think it was.
No,
She said she don't like that lifestyle. So like if she'd known from the beginning, we wouldn't even be at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not.
So y'all together 3 years, and then he tells you breaking up with him.
If it don't look like, if we not, because I've been with somebody for that long.
No, it looks like y'all want to try
but
to
I'm not.
get
But I'm
married.
saying, but marriage wasn't even in the picture.
Huh?
If
No,
I said,
I'm saying y'all on the track to get married. You know y'all moving toward it. It's 3 years in or whatever. I mean, it just ain't at that marriage stage yet. So like right before he get ready to propose to you, he got the ring out there. He clearing the slate. He telling you, hey, look, back when I was in college, I needed to make some money. Dude came through.
What dude came through?
Dude came through with the video camera. He paid me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wait, this was flipped.
No, we ain't on that one. You know, if dude is the producer, he needed a nigga for the broad in there. So he came through with the bread. He filmed him saying, I had to make a movie.
Listen, it's hard to say. It's easy. Well, it's easy to say what we will and won't do when you're not in that situation. I'm just gonna say it'll be difficult because I'm like a dude when it come to that. You know how dudes cannot imagine their woman, even though they know you ain't the first one. They don't want to think of their woman with nobody else. I could not bear to watch my man having sex with another woman or licking her booty or cuckoo or whatever. I'd be like, hell no.
He ain't saying go watch the video. He just trying to tell you he did that. He got the ring on the table.
Wait. I didn't think about that. If she was sucking dick on camera, we might have to push the lid back a little further. I didn't think about that.
You just see him. You standing at the altar. That's all you see. All you see is her.
I thought about regular, just like, you know what I'm saying, missionary, like, oh, I can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't think about him really like slutting your girl out. Like, you know what I'm saying? He smacking her on the face and shit. You like, hold on, wait a minute. You don't even do that with me.
Yeah, I ain't worth nothing, so. But okay, back to your question. I just think there are certain things that need to be, put on the table. Now, I ain't talking about going there talking about how many sexual partners you had, you know what I'm saying, and all that there. But certain things. If she eating booty on camera,
Now let's be like, what if she ate booty on camera and she presented, but if she presented it to you, you know what I'm saying, but you might not be into that. So it wasn't like she was like not doing shit for you that she used to do. It just was something that you don't fuck with, so she respected it. Like, do she still have to be put away at that point? Because it ain't like she was offering dudes something and they offer you the same thing. It just ain't your cup of tea. So, like, do you still throw her on the back burner at that point? Now, it's still something to be talked about.
That's nasty shiggity.
It's still something to be talked about.
I think it depends on how she brushed her teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been watching and she the one who really hit it, you know what I'm saying, be all tongue really get the scrub, like, everything. Like the toothpaste just be like foaming, like she really be killing it. You be like, okay, she done killed everything, you know what I'm saying? That was 20 years ago. We good, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna be mad as hell. You gonna think back to the first time you kissed her. You gonna be like, you nasty mother. Boy.
Oh, she wearing a condom on her tongue. What? Right. Okay. So, again, to answer your question, Nico, I think there are some things that need to be disclosed, but not everything. Not everything.
I also think that that's also when, like, your age would determine what you would deem necessary to be discussed. You know what I mean? Because some of us are immature and we think we want to know shit that we really don't want to know. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
So I think, like, once you've matured in life and you come to the realization, like, I don't really want to know how many people you slept with.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do you need to know how many people?
I don't never want to know.
I don't want to know that. Like, at one point in time I did, but like at the age I am now, like, I don't think I need to know that.
I never wanted to know.
I don't think it's important.
I never wanted to know because I never wanted nobody to ask me.
Issue is the repercussion of the future opportunities for the relationship that would cause.
Yeah. But the thing is, if she's been out the game for 20 years, that should cause no opportunity. It shouldn't be nothing in the future. You know what I'm saying? That should be dead.
And that's also, too, if you know your girl been 100% faithful to you, it ain't been nothing for you to really be upset about. If it was just one of the things, because to be honest, like, she could have been embarrassed about it and didn't know how to bring it to you, too. So I'm saying, like, looking at it from
a whole different conversation.
And here's the thing: is the problem just because it was a real porn that she got paid for? Because a lot of people create home videos, and she could be doing some wild stuff with her ex.
The problem is that there was a video period that's able to be found.
Okay, well, what if it was a video of somebody recording her and she didn't know, and now it's circulating and she didn't even know?
Then we'll have
that there was a video that's able to be found that I didn't know about.
So you would still be mad.
If she didn't know about it, if she didn't know she was recorded, like, you can't hold that against her.
I'm still upset. Now we're gonna handle that in a different way, but I'm still upset.
I don't even think I'm upset at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because one, like, who are you upset at?
No, because guess what? You're gonna go through two levels. Because the first off, you don't know that she don't know this. You're gonna get the
I mean,
video from your
initially,
ex.
yeah, you're gonna get the video and you're gonna a logical person, you're gonna ask first. And then you're gonna go through that nah, I don't believe you shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because a
you ain't
nigga
gonna
gonna
ask
look at
first.
it
No, no,
and he
no.
gonna be like, well, how you don't know that? Right here, you looking dead in the camera.
No,
You
you
know
ain't
what
gonna
I'm
ask first. You're gonna accuse first.
Let me ask you a question. Some people just like to record themselves, right? So
Yeah.
let's just say she was the type, okay, making a video with my man ain't nothing. So now she needs to disclose to you that I've made videos in the past with every last single one of my boyfriends, just so you know.
No, because guess what? If that's her, we gonna know that anyway about because she gonna want to do that shit with me. So I'm gonna already assume that's like it's a different. I'm gonna know if that's a home video that my girl freak. She just like video and
Or
I
what if you ain't on that? So y'all ain't did that. And she
But if
know
she
he ain't
gonna,
like
but I'm saying before we get married, it's probably gonna come up. I'm gonna know that she like
so,
the
but if
video.
that video is circulating now, an old video, you would still be mad?
No,
You wouldn't be
if
mad at
it's
this
something
point.
made at the crib, honey, dude, and I know that's what she was on. You know what I'm saying? I know she liked to record stuff like that. I'm like, okay. The thing is, you let dude keep it. What he gonna do? He gonna put that motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? This Kim and Ray J. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker is gonna get out. You know what I'm saying? At some point, he gonna be trying to show his boys or whatever, and somebody gonna put the video up.
saying?
So I got another scenario I read, and it was just kind of funny. I don't even know if we need to make a
That made me
comment
tell you it was
about it.
weak.
You said it was weak or sweet?
Weak. The shower curtain thing,
I never seen that one.
it was weak.
It was
I don't
produced.
I don't
She
feel
knew
like
about her.
they was popular enough for me to go search for it. Like, I ain't care about
It
them
was about a
enough to go
shower
look.
dry to me.
It was staged because what's his name? Vlad TV. He interviewed them and he bust them out. He said, I want to know who the cameraman was. They both looked stupid, and Mimi said there was no cameraman. It was on a tripod. And he said, but the camera was moving around. And
Well, they
then
both
he took,
admitted that. They both admitted it because they both got paid for it. They was on the show where they went and got
well, you
paid
know,
for it.
I mean, Ray J them got paid for it, but what I'm saying is it
It was
was a
produced, right? They
production.
admitted to that. Right, they admitted to that.
Right.
Yeah,
At first they wasn't. They was trying to
right,
lie and say,
right.
It
no,
was
it was
leaked.
no third person.
Yeah, it was trash.
So listen, so this scenario, this woman had wrote a letter in asking for advice, right? She says she has been with her husband. They've been together maybe 18 some years, but married for 15. Okay. Everything love. She loves them, blah, blah, blah. But she found out she's being shared with his best friend. So, so wait, so they getting ready to watch movies at the house. Her husband, like, I'm gonna go jump in the shower and then come join you. So then he calls her and say, hey, can you put my pajamas or whatever on the bed? I forgot to lay it out. So when she go in there to put his stuff, lay his stuff out, his phone, stop, a message comes through. So she pick up the phone and see a message from David. They're going to call him David, the best friend. She wouldn't say what it said, but that prompted her to, now let me see what else y'all be talking about. So she goes through, she puts in his passcode because she knows it, goes through all the messages that they be going doing, and it's messages between the husband and the best friend telling the husband of what he would do to his wife. Every time she sent her husband a picture of herself, he's sharing it with the best friend David, like all of her anything they do in the bedroom, he's sharing it with the dude David. Like I
His
said,
wife,
nudes she sent to him, he sent sharing it with David. And she
it's
said
his
they've been
wife.
his wife.
Okay, first, this is ignorant, but I feel better because I thought you were going a totally different direction.
I did too. I did.
Wait,
I did
what you
too.
thought I was gonna say?
I thought
I
David and the husband was on some other shit.
Oh,
yeah, I thought you were going way. Nah, we out of this here. We finna check out. I
yeah,
don't.
no. The husband is sharing his wife with his best friend David. So anything that happened between, we're going to say Chuck is the husband, Chuck and his wife. He's sharing intimate stories that whatever they do in the bed with David. David is telling Chuck, I would do this to your wife, man, what I would do to her. Every time she sends an intimate picture to her husband, he's forwarding it to David.
Maybe David, you know what I'm saying, can't get anybody for himself, so he's living vicariously through his best friend. You know what I'm saying? As a friend, it's your job to make sure that your friend, you know what I'm saying, is
not with my wife, bro.
Place, you know?
Not with my wife, bro. Not with my wife. Nah.
And she said he an asshole, so she already didn't really like him that much. So now when she see him and he always there, it's like, you know, all of this freaky stuff about
but my thing is, she ain't mad at Dave, she'd be mad at Chuck.
She said divorce is off the table. What should I do?
Divorce off the table. If divorce off the table, then she might well let David come on to the crib.
Said he's not a friend. Men do this all the time, just not with their wife or a long time.
That's not a lie. That is not a lie. That's not a lie.
Y'all do that?
That comment that men do share pictures of women, just not with their wife or girlfriend. We know that for a fact.
I ain't trying to put nobody's business out there.
I ain't saying no names, but we know that men do that. I know that, man. I don't know about you. I know niggas do that.
I've probably seen somebody's picture or two. You know what I'm saying? But I won't defend them. I have seen a picture or two that wasn't sent to me. Wasn't nobody's wife found. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a picture to somebody who they considered wifey, but you think he probably already did something with the wife? It's possible.
I don't think so. If she was upset, I don't think so.
No, she don't even like him like that.
Joshua, what's going on?
What's going on, Joshua?
Honestly, if she's not gonna leave the dude, there's nothing else in there. That's it.
Really nothing to talk about.
Oh, they have twin boys, she said. I think they 9 years old or something.
And?
No, there's just a little detail about their relationship. She just feels, I don't know.
She can ask her husband what the point of this is. I mean,
all he did was, she said he didn't cry, but he was very sincere in his apology.
I don't think you can apologize for that. Like, there's no apology.
I wonder how I'll feel. I go in my wife's phone, and she's been sending her girlfriend pictures of me.
You know what? The difference between that with a man and a woman, if the friend was saying good shit, you wouldn't care. If the friend was saying bad shit,
you wouldn't care. If you got some Johnson and your wife sending it to friends.
A guy, we trying to see how to get her in the crib.
Honestly, because you feel like if your wife comfortable enough to send that shit to her.
Yeah. We like, oh, this is what she on, huh?
We got some sister wife shit going on.
We ain't even telling them we went through the phone. We just gonna start dropping hints. You know what
I'm saying? Your pictures gonna go up now. You gonna start sending more.
I've been trying to send you every day. You gonna get a picture every morning. I'm getting out the shower, sucking it in. You know what I'm saying?
Getting Captain Morgan on, goddamn.
Boy,
if the pick was soft and she still ain't say nothing bad,
wait till it grow though. We making home movies now.
You in there? Hey, such and such got going on this weekend. We'll come over for game night.
We should have a game night, just the three of us. What you like to drink? I'm gonna go pick it up.
Yeah. I think that's a big difference between a man and a woman. If she was saying some rude shit, I don't even think it mattered if she was ugly. If she was saying good shit, you don't give a fuck what she looked like. You automatically thinking that opened the door for another woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that's gonna come your man. Now, if she's saying some foul shit, then you mad. Why you sitting on pictures of my soft dick? You know what I'm saying?
Girl, I don't know how you deal with that little thing. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you pissed the fuck off. You going straight to the bathroom. What the fuck is this shit?
He got a husband dick, a boyfriend dick. Y'all know what a boyfriend dick is, right? Y'all know what a boyfriend dick is, right? Or a husband dick. That means
no idea.
That means it's good enough to have, sex all the time. But somebody with a big thing, that's a sad thing because you need recuperation from that.
Hey, you been out here asking people. This that recuperation thing. Okay. But hey, didn't know how she said it. But see, we didn't know that, so she could have put that in the text. We thought that was a compliment.
Right. You happy as hell, nigga. I got a husband, dick. You know what that means? I'm laying down his husband. I'm laying his husband wood down. You don't know nothing about this sad nigga.
You have the sad nigga thing.
That means she don't want you all the time. She wants it.
No, but that means she can't have me all the time. I'm agreeing with you, Lamar. He do sound like he's trying to get his friend over there somehow. But
that's some weird shit. Like I would never send no intimate conversation, let alone pictures of my wife. Like that's crazy.
Nah,
that's beyond crazy. That's a violation. Like that's weird.
That's actually
weird
disrespectful to your wife. As a guy, you don't really love your wife to do that.
Hell,
think about that. I don't even know what you could think about that. Like, guys, we crazy. Like, we won't mind like your wife trying to get her girlfriend to come over here with us, but we ain't trying to let nobody. Wifey, you don't touch my wife. Don't look at my wife. Nobody. So, yeah, Chuck is in violation for that.
I thought it was odd, but her whole. I don't even know why she was asking for advice.
Nah, it was no advice.
No advice to give, baby. You just got. If you ain't going nowhere, take his apology and move forward.
Yeah, that's the end of that. So, do you want to go back to talk about women proposing, or you want to get out of here?
Women proposing. We talking about. I mean, who wants to talk about that? That's stupid. Huh?
You didn't hear it earlier when Lamar put his comment in. He said the woman who made the porn had proposed to him, and him seeing the porn helped him in that relationship. And Jay said we're gonna circle back around and talk about that because that's a new thing. Women trying to propose to men.
So Lamar, I want to know how Lamar felt about her proposing. You cool with that?
I feel like this could take us a little further into our time.
We got a little bit of time. Go ahead. Let me hear what you got to say.
Me? What I gotta say, or Lamar?
I want to hear what you got to say. Lamar got to type it. So
let's get Lamar on the show right quick.
He said no, he wasn't cool with that. And so he found the porn after that too. So that helped him like, oh hell no, we got to go.
I feel like a woman proposing to a man is almost like a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a shot at your manhood. I really feel like that. It's a shot at your manhood, and it's also letting you know that she ain't trying to wait for you no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost it's an ultimatum, really. Because if you say no, like where do you go from there? You know what I'm saying? Like
same place you go if she say no to you.
Nah. If a woman tells a man no, it's still room to help that relationship grow. If a man tells a woman no, she's already made it up in her mind. She wants to be married
right now.
You know what I'm saying? So if you tell her no, you can't go back to just being boyfriend and girlfriend. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it's it in both cases. So.
Well, I've seen guys propose and a woman to be like, he asked me twice and I said no, and now they married. For a woman, usually, if I feel like personally, if a woman asks a man, it's not because of this woman's liberation and we're equal thing. I think she's at a point where she's tired of waiting for him. So she's going to ask him now. And if he says no, it's kind of solidifying to her, he don't want to marry me. Because for one, he ain't asked. And I asked him and he says no. So that's really double downing on that. He really don't want to marry me.
I think
That's
that
how I
question for
would
you,
feel.
Jay.
I
Huh?
would agree with everything you're saying if the world and women specifically didn't pick and choose what they wanted to be traditional. If we lived society and by traditional means, then I don't. That's off the table. Like you cannot propose to me. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Point blank. Period. Now, if we gonna live life by what society didn't deems normal now, and everything is off the table, and you okay with taking care of me, and I can mooch off of you, and this is fine. I can be a scrub, and I don't gotta pay the bills, or I don't gotta do X, Y, Z. Then fine, propose to me. But you can't pick and choose what's part of our relationship is gonna be traditional when it benefits you the most. If my if you expect me to be a man, then let me be a man all the way through. Point blank. Period.
I agree.
I don't. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Um,
How would you feel if a woman proposed to you, Mel?
to me, it probably wouldn't happen.
She getting to know anyway, huh?
I think I know a woman that might propose to you.
No, it ain't gonna happen. No,
You an eligible bachelor. I know some ladies that'll like to take you out,
take me out for the hell.
take you out the game.
I mean, we have a conversation. I mean, we talk about marriage. I've let people know that it's my job to, you know what I'm saying, propose to you or decide that. So like we can have conversations about it.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
We can have conversations about it. But say I'm also arching my back too, huh?
You just doing what you want to do
Just
now.
doing what I want to do. But
I just think there's way too many men that want to be treated like a lady these days. And I think that's why some men are okay with being proposed to. I hear too many men that want to be courted. Court me. You know, everything that like this group I'm in, everything that a woman says, oh, a man should do this and this is what a woman should do. But there's always, well, what about me? I want flowers too. You know,
I don't know.
I'm exaggerating,
Okay.
not flowers, but I'm just saying. I just think in today's society, too many men want to be treated like ladies while still wanting to run the house. But they want to be the man, but they don't want to do man things.
I can see what you're saying. I think a lot of the times when you see those guys that are saying, you know what I'm saying, oh, I maybe she should pay for X, Y, Z. Take me out for dinner one night, or shit like that. I think that comes from a man who either has the misconception that he's, you know what I'm saying, done too much for a woman, and now he feel like where is it gonna come back for me? You know what I mean? Or a man that just had a woman take advantage of him before. You know what I mean? Like, for
Could
the
be.
most part,
Or he
most
broke.
guys,
Or he broke. Because men with money don't worry about paying for dinner.
that's the truth. And honestly, I don't even think it's the fact that he broke. Because a broke man, if he like you enough, he'd spend his last on you. So it don't even necessarily have to be about him being broke. It's a mindset thing. A broke man, when he like a woman, he'll pour his all into her. Whatever little bit he got, he'll make sure that whatever it is, he gonna use it on you. So it may not be a 5-star restaurant, but he gonna make sure that if he got $20, you can go to Applebee's and we gonna eat this $20 up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make sure that whatever it is he got, he spend it on the one that he wants.
That's
Um, so I don't think it's necessarily based off monetary
no, I was
status.
just saying that's one of the things.
I
Like
think
I
most
was
of the time,
adding to
I think most of
your
the time it's
reasons.
just for conversation. I think most of the time is to get attention, and hopefully this girl see me saying this bullshit, and you know what I'm saying. Now that opens the door for me to slide in, because basically how it goes with guys is if they get with a woman, period, and they think they got a shot, they try to step up and do the little bullshit they think they're supposed to do, or they spin their last or whatever. When you online and you see them guys on that, well, a woman should do this here and a woman should do that, that's their way of being argumentative. You know what I'm saying? That's their way of keeping the conversation going. When it's like, we know, because it feels like you getting attacked because a woman will come out there and she's gonna say all the things that a man shouldn't do, or how she should be treating her and this thing. Well, you want all that. Why y'all can't do this for us, and why y'all can't do it? Because they think they're gonna be part of every conversation instead of just seeing that shit and moving along and not saying nothing about it. Period.
That also goes back to the point I was making about when I responded to Shaka's question. I think that sometimes women bear some responsibility in that too, because you allow a man to step outside of what you deem traditional when it benefits you. You know what I mean? So it's like if you allow him to creep over into that, yeah, he gonna feel like you need to pay for dinner today. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. If you want a traditional man, you need to let that be known in the beginning, and y'all make the decision on whether or not that works for y'all. You can't decide that today you want him to be the man and pay for everything and blah, 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 blah. And then the next day, because he ain't fitting or whatever, something ain't going the way that it should be, you going to start taking over shit that you feel like he should be doing. It ain't going to work like that.
Some of these dudes wear skirts. That is true. That is true. But I think that's an online thing. I think the social media has helped a lot with that. So.
I don't even know if you want to call it social media, because like you got to look at like well, I guess you can't say social media because people do base their lives off of what somebody else got going, what works for somebody else as opposed to what works for them. So you see a lot of men and women, guys, or see a woman who do X, Y, Z for her man and feel like every woman is supposed to treat him like that, and vice versa. A woman to see a man do X, Y, Z for his girl and feel like every man is supposed to do that for them. So you gotta stop basing your life off of everybody else's and figure out what works for you and the individual you with.
I agree.
This is a milestone.
What? Me and Jay not arguing
at all. Every day, but I said, you know what? You're right. That's that Georgia air, boy.
So now it's usually my fault. That's what you try to say.
You're usually argumentative.
But Jay not to be arguing with myself. He don't be arguing.
Hey, you gotta let him be a man sometime. You know what I'm
saying? Those societal norms can be a hindrance to your relationship. So you definitely need to have that discussion with your potential mate, expectations of what you plan to bring to the relationship and tailor it to fit y'all. We keep trying to follow these set rules.
About that. Now you talk about relationships and rules and conversation. Woo! I don't know if we want to do that. I'm gonna just say yeah. I'm with Lamar. Yeah.
Are we getting the green light from our producer? He must be interested in this one. He wants to see where we going.
I'm just saying, okay, now if we got to go there, because the thing about it, relationships and conversation, when you start talking that, it's real easy to have them conversations in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, when we don't put everything out there, but by the time y'all have kind of been rocking with each other, you know, conversations start to wane because you start to think you know a person, whatever, and then you stop talking about a lot of stuff. To go into it in the beginning and try to say, this is the rules for our relationship, that shit don't work. You don't never do that because you.
But a lot of people don't be honest because they be afraid to scare the person off. If they like them, they say, "Oh, I don't want to say I'm looking for marriage because that might scare him off."
I don't really
not saying I want to
marry
you right now, but I'm not dating for nothing.
I think going in, we just sometimes we in there looking at it with rose-colored glasses, and we just not paying attention to the honesty that come out. I think that.
I don't know. I don't know if I so much believe that it's rules per se that we have to lay, but you also you should be upfront about what it is that you expect from a person, especially like speaking from a person in their 30s. Like, God forbid something happens between me and my wife, and I start dating again. Like, I won't settle for shit that I may have settled for when I was 20. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have to be clear about that when I first
settle for something with your wife.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, you change as a person. You know what I'm saying? As from the things that were acceptable to me at 20 aren't some things that were acceptable to me at 20 aren't acceptable to me now at 30.
So what was she doing that's not acceptable?
Wrong. It's not specifically to my wife. It's just people in general. As a person, you grow. You know what I mean? So it's certain shit that you were okay with that you may not be okay with now. And at this point in our lives, you too old to be playing with people. So you need to let them know right off the bat. I ain't saying you come in like a drill sergeant. I want my drawers ironed every day. I want this, blah, 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 blah. But it's core shit that you won't budge on that you at least have to put out there and let that person decide whether or not they can handle it.
None of the things I accepted in my 20s are acceptable now. Not one.
Exactly. Thank you. He ain't shit.
In my defense, you know you're going to get these questions when I get off.
Nah, I ain't going to get none of that because my wife know you ain't shit.
Okay. Now watch. You know, but what do I do now that
Just because you said that soon as this shit over, she going to come in and ask me now.
So, I think just, let me see, in my 20s, is there anything that's not acceptable now? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I probably evolved, but I think I've evolved to the fact where I'm probably more acceptable now than I was then.
I think, but it's circumstantial. It's certain shit that, like, even in your 20s, like, I've grown. In my 20s, I was extremely insecure. I was one of them people where I felt like you shouldn't wear this or you can't wear this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I give two shits what you wear outside the house. I know you coming back home. But at 20, I had to feel if another nigga see you like this, he gonna want to take you from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, at this point, like, I don't care. It's just certain shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always about what exactly was unacceptable and what's acceptable now, or vice versa. It's just evolution. You know what I'm saying? Things change. People change.
I'm still like, where do you think you're going? You know, I'm like,
with your significant other?
Yeah, I'm like, hold up. I mean, but it also depends too, because I think with my significant other, there probably shouldn't be anything that she will wear that I would probably have that thought about.
And that's the thing also that I've seen. So speaking specifically with the evolution of my wife, like, there's things that she would, wear back then that she wouldn't wear now. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us evolve. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit that may have been look nice to her when she was younger don't look as nice to her now as an adult, as an older adult. You know what I mean? Vice versa to me. Certain shit that I would wear, or certain shit that I would do, or even say, I won't do or say now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the natural evolution. But you know what? At 20, a fupa wasn't attractive. At 30, I like the fupa. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Hell yeah. I had this
nasty.
conversation with my woman, my wife. There's no reason why, like, I feel like niggas be saying, like, oh, I don't like certain type of woman. And that's a lie. Like, any man tell you he don't like a specific type of woman is a liar.
He trying to throw you off, so you will be feeling like, oh, he don't even like that.
Not only that, but there's not one, unless she's filthy, unless it's a dirty woman. It's not a woman that a man wouldn't get sexual favors from, especially if he had got the chance to know her and she was cool. A man a fuck a fat girl, he'll fuck a ugly girl, he'll fuck a dark girl, he'll fuck a skinny girl, he'll fuck a tall girl. He gonna tell you what his preference may be. Right? A nigga that tell you that I never touch a fat girl or I never touch a dark skin, he is a liar. If he met, especially if he got a chance to get cool with him, he gonna knock it down. Any man that tells a woman that is a liar. And I'm willing to put my life on that.
Lamar asks, would you teach your children to date with intention or just to have fun to figure out what they want in a partner?
That's a tough question for me. And I say that's a tough question only because like,
I got a son and a daughter.
Me too.
That's why it's tough.
Son and a daughter. Egypt was liking this little boy, and we had to move away, and I look at her like, you're young, you about to be 16, you gonna meet guys, don't be all heartbroken.
Yes,
but
before you get serious with that, can I just answer both of these to Shaka? Fun fact, I wanted a little person because midget isn't acceptable. I wanted a little person at my bachelor party, but we couldn't find one. But I wanted a little person. A man will knock down a midget, and if the conjoined twins, if they can join at the head, hip, whatever, if they thick or whatever, and they clean, A man would knock it down.
If they going, he going. I get twins, and he gonna tell everybody, man, I hit these twins the other day, bro.
Y'all ridiculous. But the reason why I say it's hard, when I say for me, I always dated with intention. And sometimes I feel like, look how that worked out for me. All the hoes I know married. So sometimes I feel like Toni Braxton when she said, I wish I would have had sex more, because she was raised in the church, so she wasn't doing all of that growing up. And now at 50, she's like, I wish I would have did this more. I'm kind of feeling like, dang, should I have been a hoe a little bit?
I need a little bit more color to this question. What
This is my thing.
age
Okay.
are we talking when we say children?
Okay, this is my thing. First off, I never understand the dating with intentions, because my thing is, everything you do with a person, at some point there are intentions to it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't have intentions with a person until you get to know that person. So to walk in and you the first date, you're gonna lay it on that, I'm looking for a husband, or I'm looking for a wife, and that's what this is for. You don't never find that motherfucker there. Or the person who you do find, it ain't gonna be right, because guess what? Y'all ain't had a chance to get to know each other. What I would tell my kid is, you date with the purpose of finding your interest in that person, and then once you get to the fact that if you want to be around that person, or you just wake up thinking about that person, that's who you want to be with, then it pursues there. You know what I'm saying? But walking in the door, I'm dating with the intention to get married.
Well, but that don't mean that you're dating, because I've never dated anybody thinking, if we're going to get married, let's see if I'm going to get married, so let's see what this is. It wasn't that. Like for me, I've never dated more than one person at the same time. Because for me, I'm not trying to get to know multiple people at the same time. I'm trying to get to know you. If I feel like, oh, I'm interested in you and we're attractive and we're going to go out, I'm trying to get to know you, because I don't have time to be dating multiple people. I like you now, so now I got to stop dating the rest of the people. But one of them like me, but I got to let him down because you ain't the one I chose. I chose him over here. And now you don't want to let me go. Now you stalking me. It's just too much to me. So I've always just dated one person. Oh.
This is the thing. I kind of disagree with that rationale of how to do it, because you might miss the person you were supposed to be with. Because see, this is the thing. Dating doesn't.
Maybe that's why I'm single. I did it wrong.
Yeah, dating doesn't necessarily mean sleeping with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Dating is the courting, is the getting to know phase, and you should be getting to know people in general to say, oh no, this is the person who I'm interested in. Now you might get lucky, and the first person you start dating, and I think the thing is, females get more, I don't say tied to the person, or their interest level is quicker than guys, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like they can be off the first conversation and like, oh, I really like him. You know
I feel like I've been knowing him forever.
So I'm going to give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's been one conversation. Where a guy can be like, well, that was a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go get something to eat. Now, tomorrow I'm going to go get something to eat with her. And things of that nature. It's more physiological, whatever the word is. You know what I'm saying?
It's more physical education.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, with guys, it's one of the things I don't even think we know. It's just one day you wake up and it's like, damn, I ain't talked to such and such today. And then the next day you get that same feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this is the person I need to be talking to, because this is the person who I want to be with for all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be around this person. I don't think it's made off of just one conversation or things like that. So
I don't know if we should put, like, I don't know if it's, when it comes to like being with somebody, I don't think it's like a male way to go about it and a female way to go about it. You know what I mean? I feel like certain people just fall hard sometimes. Certain people fall for different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that all men react to women the same way. You know what I mean? Or vice versa, all women react to men the same way. It's always, I think it's a case-by-case basis. I think some men fall harder for women in the beginning, just off of a conversation. A man can fall for a woman. We know that too. You know what I'm saying? A man can fall from, well, a man definitely will fall for a woman based off her body. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a set thing because there's
But see,
also
that's not
women
really
that
falling for her based off her body.
I think so.
That's more lust. Because, all the romance skeets out of them on that one, you know what I'm saying? Right? Right at the moment, all the romance just kind of skeets out of them, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So when it's just the body thing, we know what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because it's a lot of guys who, I don't want to say a lot, but there's guys that may not have experienced a lot of women, and some women have magic and can put it on the dude and he be sprung. We know that.
That's true. That is true.
So that happens.
But that's still him in love with a certain activity. He ain't really into her.
I don't know. It's guys that fall like that, cuz.
Okay.
It's guys that fall like that. You probably find it hard to believe because you may not be that guy, but it's guys that fall for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't understand the sprung thing. I mean,
I've been trying to get sprung for a long time. I've been trying.
I mean, I've had some good water dog, but
so
not the water dog. Not the water dog.
Opinionation. If y'all can find anybody out there springing guys, you know what I'm saying?
Send them my way. Bring them jingle bells to the knees.
So if we ever whoop the whoop, I want all that. Physical attraction is big with guys. Physical attraction is big.
I think physical attraction was big with everybody. Off general, the reason why you approach somebody or allow somebody to approach you is based off their physical. True. So 9 times out of 10, a woman is not gonna let a dirty man say anything to her. The conversation gonna get cut short right then and there. I ain't saying the guy gotta be handsome. I ain't saying he gotta be, built the best. But as long as he's
kind of dirty, if he looked like he a construction worker and he coming from work,
even that's true. Okay, but some women do feel like even in that case, nigga, clean your nails first.
Hold on, Lamar. We got that trademark. That's a family word. You know what I'm saying? That we've been using. That's an Applewhite term. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. When I was a shorty, my granddaddy told me that one.
Yeah. But we'll loan it out to you. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you give us credit.
You got to credit us every time you say that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't in the
Applewhite say. Yeah, it's physical attraction with that. So I just don't think. Well, I won't say I don't think that because maybe I'm built different. So wrong, just licensing deal. Okay. Talk about me like that. What happened? Hold up. Go get this water dog. And you know what? In all honesty, I thought everybody called it that.
I did too.
I did too, honestly, because that's what I was taught when I was 4, 5 years old.
That's what we called it, the water dog, and I thought everybody
called it that. Okay. All right, everybody. All right, y'all, we gotta get out of here, man. This is almost 2 hours. So I need to watch He-Man.
Oh. Yes, we gotta put a pin in it.
Yes, we get up out of here. We be here for another. You ain't never heard that, huh? Okay.
First time for everything.
First time for everything, man. I'm gonna have to put a poll out now. See.
To be honest with you, Shaka, I never learned the proper term until like 9 or 10 years old. It was always.
Fib, she heard that before.
I know she heard it around you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like I was never taught the proper term by my family. It was never. Nah. I was never taught the proper term for either the woman or the male's part. I was never taught the proper term.
Nah, no, not at all. Not at all. It was always water dog.
For girls, I was taught that it was privacy. Not privacy. It was privacy. You know what I'm saying? That's your privacy.
My mama was a little vulgar. She would say cat.
Yeah, cat. It was cat. It was water dog and cat. That's what it was.
I was taught water dog and privacy.
See, she didn't know what that was. Okay, we gonna get out of here now.
you know what the water dog was.
You know what the water dog is. See? Shut up. Let's go.
Oh, real quick. Leia got hit by a car the other day.
Who was Leia?
Riding her bike, Nell daughter.
Oh no.
Daughter.
The
She all right?
Yeah, she fine. I don't know if Toy took her to the doctor yet, but I called her and she said that she was still kind of in shock. She like, I got hit by a car. She said she got some scrapes and stuff. She didn't even feel the scrape. So she just feel like she just numb. You know, she was riding her bike to basketball practice and the lady didn't look both ways. She looked to see if a car was coming one way and hit her. But she's fine. Her bike ain't tore up or nothing, you know.
So she brushed it.
Yeah, I don't know. Cause you know, I was like, did you fly up in the air? Did you roll over her hood? I mean, what?
You watch too much Wayans Brothers. Don't typically happen like that.
So you know, so I'm like, well, I know your mama know what to do, but they got the lady information. So
okay.
Before we get out of here, I'm sorry, but our producer been wanting us to touch this subject, so I know he won't have a problem with us going maybe another 10 minutes or so to talk about this whole situation with the baby and the young boys.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
I don't think he did anything wrong, but I get a backstory. So the baby is a rapper. He pulled up to these kids. They were selling candy. I call them kids, but they looked like they was teenagers. They were selling candy. They said one had a box of Skittles, and the other one had a box of Gushers or something like that. So he pulls up to the kids, and he asked the young boys, excuse me, he asked the young boys, how much do you, well, he said, how much do you want for the box? And the boy looked at him, and he said, $200. So he looked at the little boy, and he said, what? He asked the other little boy, how much you normally sell that box for? The little boy said, $200. He said, man, get the fuck out of here. He said, how many come in the box? So the little boy looked, he said, 34. He said, how much you normally sell one for? He said, $2. So he said, how much is that? The little boy thinking, he say, 1, 2. He like, he said 2. He like, that ain't even $100, bro. What are you talking about? So he like, all right, I tell you what. I'm about one piece of candy out both of y'all. If you would have been straightforward with me, I was gonna bless you anyway. But now I'm just buying one piece of candy for y'all, and he closed the door. So there's people on the internet that feel like he should have bought the entire box from the kids. And there's also people on the internet that feel like he was wrong because he recorded it and put it out. So I wanted to get y'all opinion, and then I give mine.
No, I feel like it's a valuable lesson in trying to be shysty and trick people out of money, or just because you think I got money, so you gonna gouge and try to take my money because you think I got it. They should have been put on blast. I mean, he could have bought them chocolate for the regular price for the $68, but I don't know if I wouldn't have bought a from her. I probably wouldn't have bought nothing.
I wouldn't have bought none. Thing is, when I pulled up and opened the door, and oh, that's the baby. Okay, cool. We like that, but now you're gonna try to get over on me. You're gonna try to get over, and then you couldn't have been like some. It'd have been different if you're like, man, 200. I'm like, 200. What you talking about? Well, these special chocolates from the whatever we said. You didn't even have, you know what I'm saying? No, nothing thought up. It was just, I got some bread. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, $200 for you, $200, whatever. So
when I initially saw everything, and I still don't really, like, he didn't do nothing wrong. You can't tell somebody how to spend their money regardless of how much money he got. They tried to get over on this man. And basically what you saying, these people on the internet are saying is because he got it, he's supposed to allow them to swindle him. That makes zero sense to me.
Wait, he said what was it?
Because he got the money, they basically saying that he should have bought the candy from them knowing that he was getting gypped. So because he got the money, he's supposed to allow them to swindle him.
Right.
And I thought about it and I said, okay, maybe What if those kids would have saw me or you or Nicole walking up and down the street? They wouldn't have sold that box to us for $68. They'd have looked at us, see what we was wearing, and based it off of that. Now he probably wouldn't have told me 200, but if he just saw I got on some Jordans or I got on a chain or I got my hair neat, I look like I might have a few dollars, and I said how much you want for that whole box, he probably would have told me $100. He would have told me more than what it was worth. So I don't think I
They
do
don't
believe
even know
that.
what it was worth because they didn't even know what 34 times 2 was.
Agreed, but they knew it wasn't worth 200 in the same token. So because to be honest with you, go buy that same box for $5 at the store. So it's like you know it ain't worth 200. You know what I'm saying? But also, it's if you look at it, it's like they hustling, they street kids. What else would you expect them to do? And also, they're not the only people in life that try to swindle him. Everything in his life, everything since he's been famous, and not just him, but anybody else is famous, they either get for free or they overpay for the shit. So thinking about it from that aspect almost made me feel like, okay, he could have bought it, but then on the bigger lesson, I think, was them kids understanding that you can't get over on somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, made it from where you come from. You know what I'm saying? Like he know what the hell you was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you get more bees with honey than vinegar, but looking at it from both sides, I could understand what they were doing.
I just feel like if we're trying to reach the kids and if we're trying to teach one and all of this, lesson learned.
I agree. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not feel like he should have done anything. I'm just speaking from the perspective of the kids. I understand what they were doing. I don't think that just because it was him, well, it was just because it was him, but I don't think that he is the only person that they would have did that to. If
But
they would have saw anybody who looked like they had some money, they would have did the same thing.
And here's the difference. Yes, celebrities pay overpriced for stuff. You know, beauticians where they might use and charge $250 to do a weave. They might be charging Beyonce $500 to $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because you set your own prices. There's no way for them to go in and break it down and say, no, this is how much it really should be. Because when you're providing a service, you can charge what you want to charge. But to try to get over on somebody when they could easily find out what it is.
There was also an argument. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but before you go that far, there was also an argument made by people saying that he asked the young man how much they wanted for that box. So whatever number they came up with, it was up to him at that point to decide whether or not he was going to pay it. But should he have taken offense to it if he asked them how much they wanted for it?
Did he say how much you want, or did he say how much for the box?
He pulled up, opened the door because they selling candy. Said, man, how much for the whole box?
Right, how much for the whole box? Not how much do you want for it? How much?
That's the same question. Box? I mean, I think at that point it's semantics.
No. I think he said, how much do you want for the box?
That's why I say it matters. Because if he said how much do you want, okay, I can see the argument. But if he said how much for the whole box, that's a difference.
I don't think that's a difference.
The reason why, let me explain. The reason why it's a difference is because if I sat there and said I'm gonna buy each one individual, I'm buying the whole box. This is how much this whole box is worth. I asked you how much for the whole box. That means how much is in this box, not how much you want to change the the price to.
I understand your argument. My issue with that is this here. To me, this is a business lesson then. Because no matter which way I asked it, if I pull up and the box is only worth $68 and you're out here selling the whole box, and this is not a personal possession for you. So what you want for it matters not in this sense. Because at the end of the day, if I don't get it, you still have to sell everything individually in here to get your money out of it. And when you went and purchased it, you were supposed to have sat down. You're supposed to know how many pieces are in this box, how much you're going to make off of this box. You understand? So now, in all actuality, in business-wise, if the box is, if you selling them for $2 a box and there's 34 in there and the box is worth $68, if you selling the whole box at once, you actually sell it for a little loss. You say, if you buy the whole box, instead of me getting 68, I'm going to get 65, 64, maybe $60 or something like that. So when I pull up and ask you how much you want for it and you go 3 times the amount what it's worth, I ain't fucking with you no more. Okay, that's what you want for it? All right, cool, I'm out of here. I'm closing my door. Gone. You ain't getting nothing from me out of that. I don't care what you was gonna do to the other cat walking down the street and all that there. Because now everybody online talking about what he should have done and all that here is trying to teach these kids bad business. And now they ain't gonna be able to do shit when they get older, or they're gonna be sticking motherfuckers up or on the corner trying to sell drugs because they gotta make their own price for something. Instead of them saying, no, hey, you're right. They should have sat down with the shorties, showed them what it was. You know what I'm saying? This is how much it was. Now, if anything, you probably could have gave them a $5. Yeah, I know it's $68 total, but man, I want 75 for the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Probably because I probably was working deals and selling some 2 for $3 or getting a little bit. I was selling them over there. I was getting $4 for them over there or something like this. But you literally saw who I was. I'm like, oh, he got that bag, man. Let me get 200. Nah, I ain't going. So.
But see, I think I understand where you're going with it. But like, if you're saying you want to teach them proper business, if they're looking at the models of other stores, proper business would be to give it away for free to the celebrity, right? Because that's what all the big stores do. Anything you can think of, they give shit to.
They do. No, that is true. But they do that for exposure.
But this is my thing. He knew he was being recorded. You know what I'm saying?
But ain't nobody finna go find them little boys to buy candy because they gave the
this day and age, people are famous for the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah, in all honesty, somebody probably would have went to find them just to
you know what I'm saying? Somebody would have went to find him just off the simple fact that they know he is a celebrity and they know they might think them kids hurting and they gave him a box of candy. So somebody gonna look for them just to say, oh, I bought, you know what I'm saying, XYZ for these kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people been made famous for a girl was made famous for putting fucking Gorilla Glue in her hair. So like these kids being famous off of giving away a box of candy is not far-fetched.
It's the same principle as a convenience store. You pay for the convenience. That wasn't no convenience, Lamar.
The convenience was pulling up in front of Saks Fifth and getting some Skittles.
I gave them the convenience of pulling up on them and opening my car door. That was a convenience. Yeah, got some product out of it too. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'm with him. I mean, that's how I feel about that situation. I wouldn't have bought nothing. I mean, it was
it's just dishonesty. You know, they messed up because they were being dishonest.
That's the American way.
And it don't work out for everybody.
That's a fact.
I think I'm more upset that they didn't have a plan together on how they would. And don't get me wrong, I don't think they should have planned to see him because it wasn't like they were gonna know he was gonna step out there. But I think if you're gonna hustle, then your mind got to work quicker than that. So you got to be able to come up with something at that point when he asks him saying $200, what's going on? Then you got to be able to talk your way into that. If you're gonna hustle, be a real hustler.
Or to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure if he would have just came out and told him the truth, you the baby, I know you got it. I figured I'm hurting. I need some money, bro. So I feel like he probably would have.
That's still hustle. That's still thinking on your feet. Okay, cool. This is why I said that.
I think he probably would have bought. If he wouldn't have gave him, he said he was on. He would have gave him $1,000. If he wouldn't have gave him $1,000, he'd have at least bought the box for what he said he wanted it for.
I think he'd have gave him the money and let him keep the box, so they could have kept hustling.
Yeah.
I think that is actually teaching them bad business. To be honest, I think that's teaching bad business. You know what I'm saying? If I pay for this shit, you gonna give me all this. You gotta go re-up or something.
You gotta go re-up.
You gotta go re-up. You know what I'm saying? Because what you gonna do? You gonna feel like, oh, this free money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do shit with this money.
It's still free. If I pay you overpriced, it's still free.
If I pay you overpriced, you still gotta use some of that to go re-up again. If I pay you, I overpay you and let you keep the shit. Hell,
they finna go eat that candy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You bought that for them. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, it's time to go, y'all. We got to move around. So, as always, thanks to everybody for coming out. Thanks for everybody for commenting.
We definitely appreciate the engagement that allowed us to go an hour over, or I guess we say 40 minutes over. And also our producer didn't give us the hook, so we doing something good this week.
We appreciate Lamar talking to us as long as he did today. Lamar,
he displayed a wrap it up box.
So as always, y'all can catch us again. We'll be back here next week, 7:30.
Hey, I wanted to say this. I'm sorry for cutting you off because nobody said anything. I don't know if people get on and see the beginning or they get right off and don't see the end. I want to know what y'all think about the little Slav show.
Nah, I don't want to know. It's changing, so you can keep your
But
thoughts to
tonight
yourself.
is there. So if y'all stay on a little longer, don't just click right off. Watch the little slideshow at the end, and then next week you can let us know what you think about
Actually,
it.
what you can do, because we do have a post production meeting. So if you do watch the slide after the show, you can actually comment still, and we'll see it. While even after production, we'll still see it live as you comment. So if you want to, you can. We're about to play it now when we get off Lamar. So just go back and if you
Yeah,
can give us some
Don't go
feedback.
back, just stay on.
Right, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. Stay on and watch the ending credits and
Right.
give us.
Yeah.
It's changing. Trust me, it's changing. But Nicole would like your feedback.
All right, so let's go get up out of here so they can see it. We appreciate all y'all coming. Check us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, all of that there. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.